Three of us gathering 4 more people, contributing 2,500 rupees each, hiring a little place which again was shared by Chakochan in order to reduce the rental cost. And then we found one of our own members becoming the principal, one teacher Bharati joining and a rickshaw puller, and we just started off. And there was no looking back. 7 of us thought of doing something, giving back to society what we got. Orientation and our priority was for education. We also realized over time that education is not standalone, especially when it comes to the poor. We ourselves wanted to reach out to larger number of people because at any point of time 40 to 50% people are illiterate.
We were all working that time. We were not expecting any money out of this society.
Mr. Matthew, Mr. Chakochan and Mr. Sematai, they were together, and Mrs. Grace Thomas was retiring at that time. So we have started the school.
When we started the school, we were started with 5. My daughter was also one among them. She's a scientist in USA now.
Just 5 children, and we are trying to grow. We got in touch with CRY, and CRY has given us a small grant.
Sponsorship division started. Each person sponsor a child. That is one child to one sponsor program. So I was heading that division.
Landlord wanted to have a house back. Then we were searching for another house. Just opposite that one of our teachers could find out a house there. And we could find out a place in Sanjay Colony.
Deepalaya as an institution remained reasonably silent for the first 8 to 10 years, where we did work and we were disciplined, we were systematic. Accountability, credibility and transparency. We practiced that. Activity should end up in a result and it should impact. If we have done something, we have done that through some activities, and those activities have produce results, and those results are promoting change, and those change is impacting lives.
I want to be a teacher. I want to become a doctor.
इनके थ्रू हमने बाहर निकल के बोलना सीखा, चलना सीखा, और ये दीपालय से जुड़े हम, और इन्होंने इनकी मदद से ही हमने दुकान कर रखी है चूड़ी की.
With the help of Deepalaya, I start my education. We are running a drama group called Abhinay Samuh. Right now I am BCom graduate.
मेरा गलत रास्ता से दारू बनाना और पीना ऐसे शुरू कर लिया. फिर मैं जब वहाँ से परेशान होकर दिल्ली आ गया, सुना है ऐसे दिवाली चल रहा करके, मैंने आके सर को मिला. नौकरी मिलने के बाद में मैं सारी गंदे आदत को, इनके सिकाई के ऊपर मेरे को सब कुछ अच्छा लगा, मैंने छोड़ दिया है.
Mass media has been very supportive because they had something to report. They could see changes happening, and as a result, when they start highlighting us, becoming into the limelight, more people come to know. For example, the Queen of Holland came to visit us instead of we canvassing for that. The theme for UN is sanitation. Unless their personal hygiene is improved, unless their environmental sanitation is improved, it's very difficult for them to survive. There are a large number of organizations. I can maybe mention 400 of them now. Big and small. They are in the international NGO sector, the corporate sector, foundations, individuals which have handheld us and supported us. And they are doing it simply because they can't do it and we are able to do it for them. We have become resourceful. It's easy to get money for larger programs, not to be directly implemented by us, but to make use of that resources to help young NGOs and new NGOs to implement the program under our support, which means virtually becoming a funding organization. as many as 30 to 41st. An agency or a foundation comes to India and they look for a partner and finally ends up selecting Deepalaya. Gandhi said, unless the God appears in the form of a bread, it's nothing for him, no salvation for him. And we decided that we will start education by which we have empowered ourselves. So that mission of making India a literate country, education for all, continues, but it has taken to other shapes. When we see we don't have enough space in the slum, we have innovated the education on wheels. We try to reach out to as many as we can. We started off with formal education. But then the funding possibilities and the kind of students with whom we are working, we had to move into non-formal, remedial and all other kind of education. But then we have 5 formal schools. All these 5 schools are following the CBSE curriculum up to class 8 and thereafter the open school education curriculum. And they are all writing their examination at this point of time in the open education.
It was in a very pathetic condition and very backward. The people had no knowledge about educating their children and even they were rather reluctant. The school had to approach the parents, make a lot of house visits to motivate them.
And our slogan is quality education at affordable cost. The poor or rich is not the issue here. The issue is an opportunity to be able to write a CBSE examination, which means they have the quality and standards to do that and pass that examination. If you see the latest annual report, on the cover, 6 girls who all were nursery school students who completed their class 12 or even graduation, continuing to study, have become teachers of Deepalaya today of formal education.
I joined Deepalaya when I was 7 years old and I complete my schooling from Deepalaya and I joined Deepalaya as an assistant teacher.
This is very gratifying because they come back to serve the same society. From among them they became somebody today. Those who ran away from homes, especially street children, runaway children, working children. About 12 years back, we began a program of bringing children from the railway platforms to a little transit home. That has finally resulted in more serious work of trying to rehabilitate them by providing them with education, vocational training, counseling and making them better human beings. We shifted from the railway area to a place called Sanjay Colony and from there we further shifted to now Gusbeti, where we have 2 homes, one for the boys and another for the girls. And these boys are virtually runaways or from broken families. And the girls are from maybe the parents in the jail, parents who are HIV positive, drug addicts, all kinds of those children, broken families, etc. And these children come to us straight or referred to by other NGOs.
नॉर्मल बच्चों के लिए तो हर कोई कर सकता है काम, मगर स्पेशल बच्चों के लिए हर कोई तैयार नहीं होता, इसलिए मुझे इन बच्चों के साथ काम करना अच्छा लगता है। और एक ही विकलांगता पर न, सभी तरह की विकलांगता पर मैं काम करना पसंद करती हूँ।
We have these homes, special homes, and where we try to give as much love and care possible, as much education possible, as much vocational training possible, and also a program to reform themselves to become better citizens. We have some very good results.
Deepalaya is for inclusive education, and at the age of 15 I myself got rheumatoid arthritis, so it was a very, very difficult phase of my life at that point. I don't feel my handicap to be a problem or a barrier, and I'm really grateful to Deepalaya also for having given me the opportunity to continue as a teacher and as a head teacher.
Mentally retarded, physically handicapped, hearing impaired, then speech impaired, cerebral palsy, and all kinds of those children even with multiple disabilities. Our idea is to inform the society that they are like anybody else. The only thing is, it's not a curse. It happens. We are hopeful that we can get on to a large number of young people who could become useful citizens of this country, although they are condemned by the society. We say we are a pro-poor organization. We don't have rich people working for. So in this case, all those children, and majority of them, can't make to the university. So what is the alternative for them? They should not go back, and they will be shy to do manual labor once they are past class 10 or 12. So we found a way of facilitating them to take vocational skills, whether it is electrical, electronics, computer hardware, software, AC and refrigeration, photography, fashion designing, beauty culture, the curriculum which has been borrowed from the ITIs, and we have been very successful. On an average, every year we have 700 of them. It is supported by the One Foundation. We have our own certification too, and we have been now accepted for certification by Grimsby Institute in UK as well, and we have a placement officer who constantly working with corporates and employers so that these children can be placed.
हमारे जैसे बहुत सारे प्रोफेशनल्स हैं जो यहाँ से सीखने के बाद वो नेशनल और इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में जाकर काम करने का उनको मौका मिलता है.
Working in Mewat, which is a very backward area, where majority of the population are neo-Muslims. By reaching out, we have connected with the St. Stephen's Hospital, Delhi, and we have a technical arrangement with them. So they provide us with 2 doctors, one a general practitioner, another a gynecology practitioner. In moving out with the help of a mobile unit, which can be used for examination, little bit of operations, even for a delivery for that matter. The approach is preventive, but at the same time we cannot deny those people who are sick. So it is a preventive cum curative program where we reach out to 40 different villages, addressing their health issues of thousands of families. We should have 50% girls in our institution, not less than 50%. Today we have reached almost 65% in many of the institutions. In this process, we were in touch with mothers, and then the mothers were organized into self-help groups, 15 to 20 of them in one group, and then they are asked to save. They are asked to form their own rules, and they are asked to interloan among themselves, and then they were asked to take microfinance and do micro-enterprises. And today we have over 700 SHGs with over 8,000 women. Almost 2,000 of them have borrowed money and they are doing a big business.
हम 5-5.5 साल हो गए हमारे ग्रुप को चलते हुए. मैडम ने 50,000 रुपये हमें लोन का दिया हो रहा है. हम उसी हिसाब से दुकान चलाई हमने. पहले हमने सबको 10-10 हज़ार रुपया दिए 5 जनों को. 5 जनों दुकान चलाई. खूब बढ़िया तरह से हमारी दुकान चल रही है इस टाइम. अब हम उसमें से 20,000 भी ले रहे हैं और आगे बढ़ा रहे हैं उस दुकान को.
13 मेंबर हैं जैसे हम 13 मेंबर खूब आराम से अपना पैसा भरते हैं. हमारी किसी की लड़ाई ना झगड़ा ना कुछ नहीं. खूब अच्छा बढ़िया हमारा ग्रुप चल रहा है. हमारी लड़की हैं जैसे आपके ग्रुप में ही कंप्यूटर सिखा रहे हैं और इसी में दीपालय में सीख.
They are working very well, not only in economic aspect, but socially also they have updated.
You can see a lot of change in the women as well as in the family and the community. This organization, which has proved its worth, will have to go miles. And I am sure the future is bright, the foundation is very firm, the superstructure is already there, and I hope my colleagues will accept this challenge